Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Truth Seeker, the show where we examine issues relating to the occult and alien conspiracy theories. Now today we're going to be talking about Corey Goode. Corey Goode claims that he worked for the secret space program from a child to an adult. Now if you don't know what the secret space program is, it's a secret space program that was started by the US government where they use alien technology to examine the world and also to keep control over the human race. We're going to get deeper into that. But before we do, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more videos like these. Let's get started. Now, Corey claims that his powers or his empathic abilities he got from his grandfather. He says that the military did all types of genetic manipulation to his grandfather, which allowed him to get an active gene that gave him these abilities. Now he says that the secret space program would examine and test different children, seeing if they actually had any abilities. Once they found that you did have abilities, they would put you into a training program. Now he says that the training program was gruesome. He said that children were abused, he says that they were tortured, and also that they were exposed to all types of technology that was created to enhance their abilities. Now, I'm thinking that this technology came from aliens as well. Now, he says that the program that he was enlisted into was called the 20 Years and Back program. So basically, they start you off as a child. You do your 20-year commitment that you really have no choice of doing. You're forced into it. You're a slave, essentially. And then they send your consciousness back in time. They send you back in time to start your life over to where they took you off from. He said that he had no memory of being in the program until he had a surgical procedure that unlocked repressed memories of being in the program. And there's also other people who claim this as well. And I'm probably going to do stories on them as well in the future, depending on whether you guys like this or not. Now, he claims that the world is being secretly ran by the cabal, is what he calls it. We also call it, other people also call it the Illuminati, which consists of reptilians, greys, Nords, and other earthly humans. So humans on Earth are also in cahoots with alien civilizations. Now, he claims that the reptoids are really the biggest threat behind everything. Now, mind you, not all reptoids are bad, not all gray aliens are bad, but supposedly the driving force are the reptilians that have full control of the Earth. These are the guys that manipulate the media to keep humans against each other fighting. That way we don't know what's going on. It's a great way to keep us enslaved. Now, he says that the governments all over the world have hidden technology that could end world hunger. Also, there's technology that will provide free energy. Now, if you're familiar with Nikola Tesla, you would know that he created a machine, according to legends. I don't know how true it is, but I do tend to side with it being true, that Nikola Tesla actually had a machine called the Tesla coil, I believe it was called. I'm a little rusty on this information, that could actually provide free energy. But of course, the powers that be do not want this information to get out, because how else can they keep us paying for things, working for the dollar? Slavery, essentially. He also claims that the US government has technology to where we can travel through space and time. So supposedly there are bases on the moon where there's humans and all different types of aliens, malevolent aliens, enslaving humans and keeping an eye on us from the moon, from Mars, doing all types of experiments and such. Now, I'm not going to get too in detail on this video because this is the very first video, but I will get into detail in future videos. Corey Goode is a man from Texas who claims that he was enlisted and recruited into the secret space program as a child all the way until he was an adult. Now, he says that he was forced in due to his intuitive empathic abilities. Now, if you know what intuitive empathic abilities are, that is the ability to be able to sense what people's emotions are around you. He says that he was used in the program to sense the emotions and the agenda of aliens that he came into contact with. So if you watch Star Trek The Next Generation, there's a character, Counselor Troy. He would have been similar to that. Remember in Star Trek The Next Generation, she would always be like, I sense no bad will from these aliens, or I sense malice from these aliens. So that was essentially his job. Now, Corey Goode also is a director and a producer known for the documentaries Above Majestic, The Cosmic Secret, and Ancient Civilizations. He's also heavily featured on the Gaia Network. And all of those movies, I believe you can find them on the Gaia Network, and I highly suggest that you watch them because they have a lot of really cool information about what's been going on behind closed doors. He also claims that the Dark Fleet, which is essentially the Nazi version of the secret space program, this program was started by the Nazis. Now, I've heard different things. He claims that they worked with reptilians. I've also heard that some of the Dark Fleet, that the Nazis were originally approached by Nordic aliens. Now, Nordic aliens are the ones that are, well, they're called Nords because they have blonde hair and blue eyes, and everybody assumes that they're good, right? But that's not necessarily the case, because there are malevolent Nords and there are benevolent Nords. And I think with all aliens, well, at least third dimensional aliens, third and fourth dimensional aliens, I would say that we have to not put them all in a box and remember that, again, there are good reptilians and there are bad reptilians. There are good grays and there are bad grays. Same with the Nords, guys. But supposedly, this is where Hitler got his idea that the Aryan race, as he would call it, blonde hair, blue eyes, that this is where he got the idea that they were superior. But the truth of the matter is, all humans of all races descend from humans, different types of humans that come from somewhere else in the universe. We are not indigenous to this planet. So like I said, there are thousands of alien races according to Corey. Now he says that he would go to meetings, secret meetings with on Mars, on the moon, and that he would meet all types of different aliens. There was the feline race, which was a group of aliens that looked like felines. Also the insectoid races, or different insectoid races. There's not just one insectoid race. But there are many that look like different things. I don't know what they look like. This is an artist's rendition of one, but I'm assuming they might look like a praying mantis. Now, my biggest fear would be to encounter a huge slug-like alien. That would freak me out. And also, again, he said that in his work, he met all types of aliens. They're not just all blonde hair and blue-eyed Nords. There's all types of human aliens. There's blue ones. There's black ones that look just like, just like me. There's Asian ones that look just like Asian people, and then white ones. All types of aliens. So we need to get it out of our head that the Nords are the only human-looking aliens, because again, none of us are really indigenous to this planet. Yes, we were born here. I guess we're native. I guess I'm not using the term indigenous correctly, but we do come from somewhere else. Our DNA does come from somewhere else. Our DNA was brought here, according to him, and according to other people. Alex Collier, who is familiar with the Andromedans, and other channelers and psychics have told me this information. And again, we are going to examine this more in the future. This is just the first episode, guys, so we're going to get deeper and deeper, depending on whether you guys like this or not. Now, he claims also that humans have been enslaved by our own government and have been sent to different planets for mining purposes, for their intelligence, for their psychic abilities. This is on Mars, this is on the moon, this is on spaceships. All over the galaxy, all over the solar system, there are humans that are enslaved. Now, he also says that there are native Martians who have been enslaved on Mars for generations. So humans that were brought to Mars many years ago and have had children, and they have just been slaves for generations. Now, keep in mind, don't confuse those Martians with the indigenous Martians that lived there millions of years ago, because Mars, according to him and according to others, was at one point a habitable planet, but it was destroyed. So there's supposedly ruins all over Mars, and also the moon at one point was also habitable and had a civilization. Now, I've heard different accounts of what's happened on the moon or where the moon comes from. Some people say the moon, well, actually, most accounts say that the moon was brought here from a different solar system. Also, that there are tons of underground government bases where aliens and humans work together to do all types of experiments, build weapons, enslave humans. All types of things are going on, guys. Also, if you've heard of the hollow earth theory, supposedly that's true. Now, I guess some people wouldn't call it the hollow earth, but he says that the earth is actually porous, that it's filled with all types of caverns, huge caverns that we couldn't possibly comprehend unless we actually saw it for ourselves. Now, this brings us to his next claim, that he met a city full of humans called the Anchar. Now, the Anchar claim to be us, humans, who are more evolved from the future, who live in a fourth dimensional reality space. So they are not sharing the third dimension like us. They're actually living in the fourth dimension on Earth. And if you want to know more about dimensions, I will definitely do a video on that, because that is a little bit more complicated. Third dimensional space is where we are, this hard matter right here. Fourth dimensional space, according to Alex Collier, which is another guy that I'll talk about later, he says that once you reach the fourth density space, all humans become telepathic. So we cannot hide any of our secrets, any of our thoughts. We are all forced to understand and know and trust each other, because every thought that you think will be available for everybody else to think. But humans are not at fourth density yet, so we cannot do that yet. He also claims that the Anchar have brought him to his city, that the cities are huge. There was one city the size of Texas, that they have hollowed out these huge caverns and put in all types of apartments, that these beings have spacecraft, and they also have the ability to implant thoughts into humans on Earth. Now, lots of alien beings and higher beings have the ability to implant thoughts into humans. And actually, this is just from my own research. This is not what he said exactly. But we all have the ability to receive thoughts from extraterrestrial beings. We might not be aware of it, but sometimes when you get a really good idea, that's actually not your thought. You've channeled that thought from a higher being or another being. He also claims that the Earth is a cosmic pot of souls from all across the universe, and that the Earth has been a genetic project for millions of years, and that tons of alien species have come here and done their projects and tampered with different types of humans, tampered with our DNA, taken away strands, given us strands, done all types of stuff, and they have also hindered our development as humans. Supposedly, Earth is one of the most challenging places to live because we are cut off from the higher dimensions. Unless we meditate, of course. He also says that humans, that we are pre-programmed to have racist ideas and prejudice biases because these different alien groups did not want their experiments, which would be us, humans, and all types of animals, mixing with each other and getting along. Also, again, if we all get along, they can't control us. If we all get rid of this idea of money, a money market system. I mean, personally, I like money. But if we all got rid of this idea of having money to buy things, things of that nature, then we will always be enslaved to the dollar, like I said. But I don't think humans are ready to go to the next level yet. So what is next for Earth? So, according to a lot of people, such as Dolores Cannon, who is a past life regressionist, Corey Goode, Alex Collier, lots of different people, Earth's vibration is rising. That means that we are leaving the third dimension, that we are ascending to the higher dimensions. Now, I told you guys I'm going to make a video about the different dimensions. But at the higher dimensions, emotions like fear, hate, anger, these are very third dimensional emotions. They cannot reach the higher dimensions. So once you're at the higher dimensions, say the fifth dimension and up, you don't feel anger. You might be aware of anger. You might understand the concept of anger, but it won't mean anything to you. Hate. The higher dimensions are all about love, positivity, things of that nature. And that's what's happening to Earth. So Earth, and this is cyclical, Earth is reaching its enlightenment. This is a cyclical thing. Some people say 29,000 years or so, humans ascend to the higher dimensions, and this is when we get our enlightenment. This is when we create amazing things. This is when we come up with amazing technology, and we have access to beings who are on higher dimensions. We can communicate more easily with angels, things of that nature. But the Cabal, or the Illuminati, does not want this to happen. Because if we get rid of the fear, we get rid of the hate, the anger, the guilt, the shame, the judgment, then again, we'll all be working together. And keep in mind, some of these beings, such as reptoids and greys, and I'm sure there's others, they feed off of those emotions. Those emotions make them stronger. There's also lower dimensional beings. Some people say they're aliens, some people say they're not. They also feed off of those negative emotions. So guys, be careful. Some people call these beings demons, whatever. Just know that they feed off of them. Humans, for a lot of these alien beings, we're just food for them. That's it. And there's other aliens who are good. Don't get me wrong, there are tons of aliens that are great. And we're going to get into that in just a second. Now, Corey says that in his later years, he was approached in his dream and also in real life by higher density aliens called the Blue Avians. Now, he said that they appeared to him as giant 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet blue birds that spoke to him. Now, he says that they are a part of the Spirit Alliance. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the Spirit Alliance is the exact same thing as the Galactic Federation, but we're going to assume that they are. And the Galactic Federation and the Spirit Alliance essentially consists of higher beings, higher aliens, who want to help Earth ascend and break free from our slavery. So guys, that's all I have to talk about. This was a very short video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if there's any topics that you would like me to discuss in future episodes, please put it in the comments. Okay guys, I will see you in the next episode. The truth is out there.